Folks, stocks are surging. The Dow, the S&P, and NASDAQ hitting all-time highs as market. We wrap up a week in record form. I want to bring back Rob Luna and Scott Martin. Gentlemen, we talked about the different things that got us here. Let's talk about looking ahead. Rob, where do you think this next leg of the rally could take the Dow or the other major indices?
Yeah, I mean, we got some big earnings coming up next week, Charles. We've got Honeywell that's going to be reporting, J.P. Morgan, Netflix. So I think in terms of a catalyst, that's going to be our near-term catalyst to see what they say. We're expecting a decline of 1.8% in earnings. So the bar is pretty low. I think if people could come out and forecast something a little bit better than expected, that could give us that next leg up. But I'd be pretty happy to see if we can close above 3,000 on the S&P today.
Scott, I got to tell you that the P/E ratios are nowhere near where they normally are when the market's at all-time highs. Does that give you some confidence we can go substantially higher if indeed earnings come in better than expected?
It does. And I'll tell you what else, Charles, might be interesting and some fuel for the fire that Rob kind of lit there is let's watch what happens with bonds, guys. I mean, the news is out on bonds. We talked about this in the first segment earlier in the hour. I mean, the market has led the Fed, as far as the bond market's led the Fed down this primrose path, if you want to call it that, of cutting rates or at least being more dovish. And now that that news is out, I'm not too surprised to see, Charles, Simi, the long end of the curve start to steepen here, which means money would be coming out of bonds. We saw a pretty, I guess in a word, crappy bond auction earlier this week, if I can use that technical term. So watch the bond market money that's been hiding out in fixed income, maybe rushing into those equities.
You can't use that term, but you did anyway, Scott.
Sorry.
For Scott,
it's Friday,
Rob,
man.
Thank you both very much, guys. Folks, we'll be right back.